Imagine this. You walk into a job interview. The interviewer smiles and asks a simple question. Can you introduce yourself in English? Suddenly, your heart starts beating faster. You know many English words. You've studied grammar for years. But when it's time to speak, your mind goes completely blank. Now imagine a different version of yourself. The same interview, the same question. But this time, you smile confidently and say, "Good morning, my name is..." Every sentence comes naturally. What changed? Did you become a genius? No. Did you spend thousands of dollars on expensive courses? No. The only thing that changed was your learning method.
We'll come to Unique Teach.
In today's video, I'll show you the complete roadmap to learning English, from absolute beginner to confident speaker. Whether you're a student, a job seeker, a freelancer, or simply someone who wants to improve, this guide is for you. So, let's begin your English journey. Chapter 1. Why most people fail to learn English. Learning English is one of the biggest goals for millions of people around the world. Every year, countless students buy grammar books, enroll in expensive courses, and spend hours watching English lessons on YouTube. The problem isn't a lack of intelligence or talent. The real problem is that they are using the wrong approach. They treat English like a school subject that must be memorized, instead of a language that must be used every day. Memorizing grammar rules and vocabulary lists without practicing is like reading books about swimming without ever getting into the water. You'll know the theory, but you'll never truly learn the skill. The truth is simple. English is not learned in a single day, a single week, or even a single month. It is built through small daily habits. You speak, every page you read, every podcast you listen to, and ever. Chapter 2. Build the right mindset. Before you learn your first grammar rule or memorize another vocabulary list, you need to build the right mindset. This is the foundation of your entire English learning journey. Many beginners believe they are bad at English, that no one is born speaking English. Every fluent speaker you admire today was once a beginner who struggled with pronunciation, forgot words, and made embarrassing mistakes. The difference is that they didn't quit. They accepted that mistakes were part of the process and kept moving forward. If you spend your time worrying about sounding perfect, you'll never become confident enough to speak. Confidence doesn't come before practice. It comes because of practice. Don't compare your Chapter 1 with someone else's Chapter 20. Focus only on becoming a Lee.
Chapter 3. Learn the English alphabet and pronunciation. Every strong building begins with a solid foundation, and in English, that foundation is the alphabet and pronunciation. Most beginners think they already know the alphabet because they can sing the ABC song. But knowing the letters and knowing how English sounds actually work are two completely different things. English pronunciation can be confusing because many words are not pronounced the way they are spelled. For example, words like through, thought, though, and tough look similar but sound completely different. This is why pronunciation deserves your attention from the very beginning. Spend time listening to native speakers and repeat after them. Don't just read words, listen to how they are spoken. Watch children's educational videos, use pronunciation dictionaries, and practice speaking aloud. Your goal isn't to sound exactly like an American or British speaker. Your goal is to speak clearly so people can understand you. Good pronunciation builds confidence, and confidence encourages you to speak more. The more you speak, the faster you'll improve. Chapter 4. Build a strong vocabulary. Vocabulary is the fuel that powers every conversation. Without words, even perfect grammar becomes useless. However, one of the biggest mistakes learners make is trying to memorize thousands of random words at once. This approach usually leads to frustration because most of those words are never used in daily life. Instead, focus on learning the words you will actually use every day. Start with topics like family, food, school, work, travel, emotions, numbers, colors, time, weather, and daily activities. These words will immediately become useful in conversations. Whenever you learn a new word, don't stop at its meaning. Create a sentence using that word. If you learn the word happy, say, I am happy today. If you learn the word travel, say, I want to travel the world. Your brain remembers words much better when they are connected to real-life situations. Learn a few words every day, review them regularly, and use them whenever possible. Over time, you'll realize that your vocabulary is growing naturally without feeling overwhelming. Chapter 5. Master Basic Grammar. Grammar is often the part of English that scares beginners the most. The moment people hear words like tenses, prepositions, or passive voice, they begin to feel that English is too difficult. But here's the truth. Grammar isn't your enemy. It's simply the structure that helps your words make sense. Imagine trying to build a house without a foundation. No matter how beautiful the walls look, the house will eventually collapse. In the same way, vocabulary without grammar creates confusion. However, this doesn't mean you should spend months memorizing every grammar rule before speaking. In fact, that's one of the biggest mistakes learners make. Start with the basics. Learn how to make simple sentences in the present tense, then move to the past and future. Practice common sentence patterns such as I am, I have, I want, and I can. Use these patterns in your daily life until they become natural. Instead of studying hundreds of grammar rules, focus on using a few rules correctly every day. Little by little, your understanding will grow. Remember, even native English speakers make grammar mistakes, but they continue speaking confidently. Your goal is communication first, perfection later. Chapter 6. Improve your listening skills. Have you ever watched an English movie and felt like the actors were speaking too fast? Don't worry, this happens to almost every beginner. Listening is one of the hardest skills at first, but it's also one of the most powerful. The more English you hear, the more familiar the language becomes. Your brain starts recognizing common words, sentence patterns, and pronunciation without you even realizing it. That's why listening should become a daily habit, not something you do only once in a while. Start with easy content. Children's cartoons, beginner podcasts, slow English news, and educational YouTube channels are excellent choices. At first, you won't understand everything, and that's completely normal. Don't pause every few seconds to translate every word. Instead, try to understand the overall meaning. Listen to the same audio several times. The first time you may understand only 20%. The second time, perhaps 50%. Eventually, you'll understand almost everything. Improvement doesn't happen overnight, but every minute you spend listening trains your brain to think in English naturally. Chapter 7. Speak English with confidence. If there is one skill that most learners fear, it's speaking. Many people spend years studying English but avoid opening their mouths because they're afraid of making mistakes. They worry that others will laugh at them or judge their pronunciation. But think about how children learn their first language. They don't wait until they know perfect grammar. They simply speak, make mistakes, get corrected, and keep trying. That's exactly how you should learn English too. Start by speaking to yourself. Describe your room, your breakfast, your plans, or your daily routine in English. Read short paragraphs aloud. Record your voice and listen to it. At first, it may feel uncomfortable, but over time, you'll notice clear improvement. If possible, find a language partner or join an online speaking community. Every conversation, no matter how short, builds confidence. Remember this simple truth. You don't become confident and then start speaking. You become confident because you keep speaking. Chapter 8. Read every day. Reading is one of the easiest ways to improve your English because it teaches vocabulary, grammar, and sentence structure at the same time. The more you read, the more natural English begins to feel. But many beginners make the mistake of choosing books that are far beyond their level. They become frustrated because they have to look up every second word. Instead, choose material that is slightly challenging but still understandable. Start with children's books, short stories, simple news articles, or graded readers designed for English learners. As you read, underline unfamiliar words and try to guess their meaning from the context before checking a dictionary. Reading the same article 2 or 3 times is also a powerful technique because each reading improves your understanding. Over time, you'll notice that words you once found difficult have become part of your everyday vocabulary. Chapter 9. Practice writing. Every day. Writing is like a mirror. It shows you exactly what you know and what you still need to improve. Many learners avoid writing because they fear making mistakes, but mistakes are not something to fear. They are opportunities to learn. Every sentence you write helps strengthen your grammar, vocabulary, and overall confidence. Begin with something simple. Keep a daily journal in English. Write about what you did today, what you plan to do tomorrow, or how you're feeling. Even 5 or 6 sentences each day can make As a your huge confidence difference grows over time.
Try writing longer paragraphs, emails, or short stories. The more you write, the easier it becomes to express your thoughts clearly and naturally. Chapter 10. Think in English. One of the biggest obstacles to fluency is translating every sentence from your native language into English. This habit slows you down and makes speaking stressful. Fluent speakers don't translate, they think directly in English. The good news is that you can train your brain to do the same. Start with simple thoughts. When you wake up, think, "Today is going to be a great day." When you're eating, think, "This food is delicious." When you're walking outside, describe what you see in English. At first, it may feel strange, but with daily practice, your brain will gradually stop relying on translation. This is one of the most powerful habits you can develop on your journey to fluency. Chapter 11. Create the perfect daily routine. Consistency is far more important than intensity. Studying for 6 hours on one day and then skipping the rest of the week won't help you nearly as much as studying for 1 hour every single day. A simple routine can produce extraordinary results if you follow it consistently. Spend 10 minutes learning new vocabulary, 10 minutes reviewing grammar, 15 minutes listening to English, 10 minutes reading, 10 minutes speaking, and 5 minutes writing. This 1-hour routine covers every essential skill. If you follow it for 6 months without giving up, you'll be amazed at how much your English improves. Small daily efforts create life-changing results. Chapter 12. Common mistakes to avoid. Many learners unknowingly slow down their progress by making the same mistakes again and again. Some wait until their grammar is perfect before speaking. Others memorize endless vocabulary lists without ever using the words in conversation. Many compare themselves to fluent speakers and become discouraged. These habits create frustration instead of progress. Accept that mistakes are part of learning. Speak even when you're unsure. Review what you've learned regularly instead of constantly chasing new information. Most importantly, don't quit just because progress feels slow. Every successful English speaker once struggled with the same challenges you're facing today. Chapter 13. The best free resources. The internet has made learning English easier than ever before. You don't need expensive courses to become fluent. There are countless free resources that can help you improve every day. Watch educational YouTube channels, listen to English podcasts, read simple news articles, use vocabulary apps, and practice pronunciation with online dictionaries. The key isn't finding more resources, it's using the resources you already have consistently. Choose just a few trusted platforms and stick with them. Jumping from one course to another often creates confusion. Master one resource before moving to the next. Consistency will always beat variety. Chapter 14. Never give up. There will be days when you feel like you're making no progress. You'll forget words, make grammar mistakes, and struggle to understand native speakers. During those moments, remember why you started. Every fluent English speaker has experienced the same challenges. The only difference is that they refuse to give up. Success in English isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's about showing up every day, practicing consistently, and believing that every small step matters. A single new word may seem insignificant today, but after 1 year, those small efforts become thousands of words, countless conversations, and a confidence you never imagined possible. Ending learning English is not a race. It's a journey that rewards patience, consistency, and courage. Don't worry about speaking perfectly. Focus on speaking a little better than yesterday. Read one more page. Learn one more word. Listen to one more conversation. These tiny actions may seem small today, but together they will completely transform your future. 1 year from now, you'll either wish you had started today, or you'll be proud that you did. The choice is yours. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Unique Teach for more educational and motivational content. Keep learning. Keep growing. And remember, every English expert was once a beginner who refused to quit.